Hey everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Chinese discovered rockets in the 3rd century. Star Spangled Banner. Jules Verne, mythical journey to the moon in the 1880s was similar to the Apollo 2 launch on July 16, 1969. Good morning, Tina. Robert H. Potter's first liquid-fueled rocket. This is Project Mercury. Let me see if I can put this. You guys are probably hearing a wind, so all right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Project Mercury, initiated in 1958, completed in 1963. Project Mercury, United States' first manned in-space program. Over 2 million people from many government agencies and aerospace corporations combining their skills and experience into international effort. These objectives of the program, which made 6 manned flights and 20 unmanned flights from 1961 to 1963, were specific: to orbit a manned spacecraft around Earth, to investigate man's ability to function in space, to recover both man and spacecraft safely. And then all the people involved: NASA, Air Force, Army, Navy, Coast Guard, Aerospace, General Electric, Rocketdyne, General Dynamics, Pan America, Chrysler, and then we have Alan Shepard, who was the first person in space. And these are his actual hands. And then also all the names that are on here are people that worked on this program. So friends, families. Gus Grissom, he's the second person into space. Mercury's flight, July 21st, 1961, 15 minutes and 37 seconds, suborbital flight. John Herschel, Glenn, first American to orbit Earth. And then we have John Glenn. This is cool. I've met him. I also went to his memorial service. And we're in the process of repairing our pier, which was damaged during the hurricanes. Long awaited. Many years we've been waiting for this. And then Malcolm Scott Carpenter, he was the second to orbit Earth. He's from Boulder, Colorado. And he flew May 24th, 1962 for 4 hours and 56 minutes. He orbited Earth 3 times. He was on the Mercury Atlas 7, Aurora 7, what it was called. And then we have his handprints here, too, which is kind of cool. I love seeing these. And then Walter Marty Schreier Jr., third American to orbit. And he orbited for 9 hours and 13 minutes, made 6 orbits on October 3rd, 1962. And it was Sigma 7. It was Mercury Atlas 8. And there's his. Good morning, John. And then we have Leo Gordon Cooper. He was the fourth American to orbit Earth March 6, 19, or that's when he was born, sorry. Shawnee, Oklahoma. And May 16th, 1963, for 34 hours, 19 minutes, he made 22 orbits. And the vehicle was a Mercury Atlas 9, and the spacecraft was Phase 7. Here's his handprints. Tiny fingers, tiny hands. And then you have Donald Kent Slayton, did not fly in a Project Mercury. He did not fly in the Mercury program because of concerns over previously undiscovered heart murmurs. He was returned to flight status in 1972 after a decade of intensive exercises. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got a stubby. All right, so we got a little bit of a walk to head over to Jiminy. This is Mercury. Let's take a walk. I got my coffee. How's everyone doing this morning? So, in a little bit of history, 1994, these parks started to open. This one opened first in 1994, and then the one that we're walking over to next, the Jiminy program, opened up in 1997. Hey, we just did Mercury, so now we're going to walk over to the Jiminy. I never used to have a signal down here. We're doing good on signal? Hopefully it's open over there. I don't know if they started repairs over there or not. Okay, good. I'm glad. They do have a tower down here. We had a big tower, but they've taken that down and they have a temporary tower up. It's like literally right up the street. It's a mobile one. And as they're repairing the other one, this mobile one is in place. The city council was very particular about it because of hurricanes. Um, and they said, nope, we come in and we lower it down and we can just crank it right back up as soon as the storm's gone. Really cool. This is my Pokemon. This is where everyone comes to play Pokemon down here through these parks. And we are Florida and our town. This is actually a bike trail. These bike trails, hey Lucia, these bike trails run all over Florida, all the way up to the East Coast. The goal is to make this trail connect all the way up to Maine. And our trail is almost complete going east to west. So, and I guess he's not here now, but I have an osprey. If I used to see him, hang on. If I used to see him, he used to sit on the wire. I guess he still sits here. Yeah. People come from all over traveling these trails. Now, when they first built this and put it in, people were dumb. They would drive their cars on this. So they had painted green, and then they had to put these poles in to stop cars from going in there. It was so dangerous for walkers and stuff. Oh, it is shut. Okay, so so this is Jiminy. They're still working on it. Like I said, we have a lot of hurricane damage, and they're finally in here repairing it. But this is the Jiminy one. I can show you. This has all the handprints of the astronauts that flew on this program. So, but it's very dangerous down at the end because all the land is missing. All the land is missing. Organizations involved in doing this. So, but we have the Apollo. A lot of organizations. And again, it's dedicated to the astronauts and to the people that worked on it. Wow, doves. And then the other reason that this was put in place, these ponds here that you see, these are treatments, so our water, and these are homeless people. So, but this is going to be the Apollo. And we have Duff Scott, which was on the Apollo 4. Harrison Smith, Apollo 17. A picture of him. And Rusty, Apollo 4 or Apollo 9. Oh, yeah, 10 minus 1. I wasn't even looking at that. They were all tiny. I swear, my hands are bigger than them. Sheshwick Art. And then Walter M. Scherer, Apollo 7. There he is. I'm telling you. And I guess he went by Wally. Bill Pogue, Skylab 4. Oh, Lord, Skylab. Hey, Deb, how are you? Stu, Apollo 14. Apollo 14, Edgar Mitchell. Just got back from food shopping. I did that the other day. Ooh, Lord. Rusa. Ken Mattingly, Apollo 16. Yes, pretty good. So cool that they got this all done. The bronze castings. Jim McDivitt, Apollo 9. And GT-4, that may have been the vehicle. And then people will lay coins here for them. When it's their birthdays, the museum, the Space Museum, will come out and put flowers out for them and stuff. James Lovell, Apollo 8 and Apollo 13. Wasn't he one of the mission people? And look, see, this is the company my mom worked for, Bindex. So you see people that work McDonnell Douglas, Federal Electric, they worked at NASA, Grumman, all the different places. I can actually get my mom's name added in here. Joe Kerwin, SL2, Skylab. Oh, you're welcome. Jack Lusma, he flew on Skylab 3. I'm telling you, people, my hands are so much bigger than theirs. They're tiny little people. And this is the steel erection for the Apollo. Yep. Fred Hayes, Apollo 13. It's so amazing that how they can etch that into granite, right? It's just so cool. Gus Grissom. There you go. There's a picture. He was on Apollo 1. And remember, Gus also was in the Mercury program as well. Jim Irwin, Apollo 15. And it's so cool, the detail in this. Owen Garrett, Skylab 3, Space Lab. Ed Gibson, Skylab 4. I didn't even know there was this many Skylabs, y'all. Okay? Was it really this many? Skylabs, Dick Gordon, GT X1 AS Apollo 12. Yeah, and Gemini. Okay. Uh, Everyone that I've gone through in here so far, yes. Yeah. Yes, so far. Ronald E. Evans, Apollo 17. Don F. Etzel, Apollo 7. Yeah, you got to think about when the program began. I mean, they're old. Charlie Duke, um, Apollo 16. Now, Charlie Duke passed away? I don't know if he has. Gemini Titan. There you go. The crawler. Detail in it. So cool. And someone came down here and defaced this all, y'all. Someone came in here and defaced it. And someone came in here and worked all night to clean it up. Mike Collins, GT10 Apollo 11.
I got to watch for gators because gators do get in here and they come up over the fence. Walt Cunningham, Apollo 7. So, nice autograph. Charles Conrad Jr., known as Pete, Apollo 12 and Skylab 2. I think my. Oh, Jack Smith is still alive too? Okay, there you go. Yeah, the Apollo ones, they Roger Chaffee, Apollo 1. Eugene Cernan, Apollo 10 and Apollo 17. Oh my lord, look at this. Oh, crazy. ITT Chrysler, Rockwell International, Bendix Aerospace. That's who my mom worked for. Vance Brand, Apollo Soyuz, Frank Borman, Apollo 8, GT7, Alan Bean, Apollo 12 and Skylab 3. So cool. Here you go. Neil Armstrong, first man to walk on the moon. Apollo 11. Hey, Ice Ice. Right. Aldrin, Edwin E. Aldrin, better known as Buzz. So, Apollo 11. And he also flew on a shuttle mission. Don't know if people know that, but he did fly on a shuttle mission as well. Uh, Bill Sanders, Apollo 8. Is Buzz's photo there? I think it is. He looks so different now. Uh, Thomas Stafford, Apollo 10, ASTP. What is ASTP? I don't even know. ASTP. Acronyms, acronyms, acronyms. Alan B. Shepard, whoop whoop, Apollo 14. No, he didn't. Donald Slayton. Here's that ASTP again. Apollo. Ed White, Apollo 1. Oops, sorry. Hand was cramping. John Swigert, Apollo 13. That just went down the wrong way. Phil White, Skylab 2. John Young, GT3, GTX, Apollo 10, and Apollo 16. Ooh, spacesuit there. The Apollo program began before the first American was launched into space in July 1960. NASA announced that a program to fly astronauts around the moon would follow the planned Mercury program. But President Kennedy's famous speech on May 25th, 1961, the focus on the Apollo mission shifted to a lunar landing. Two additional products were achieved with the Apollo technology following the lunar missions: the Skylab space station and the Apollo-Soyuz test. That's what it stands for, Apollo-Soyuz test program, the first international mission. The U.S. Space Walk of Fame Foundation is honoring to display the names of the Apollo-era space workers who have donated to the Monument Project to have been memorialized by friends or loved ones. Space workers' nameplates are sequential in order of when received. Blanks will continue to be replaced by requests. Skylab on orbit, Apollo spacecraft. These are just cool that they can put this on here. Skylab project. Good morning. Soyuz, it's not shuttle. Shuttle test. No, actually, it's Apollo Soyuz test program. That's what it says right here. Apollo Soyuz test program. And then our wording. No, I said Buzz Aldrin was on. No, Buzz Aldrin was on a shuttle mission. Wasn't he? The one that's over the administrator now also flew on a shuttle program. I thought Buzz went on a shuttle. I know John Glenn did. Double check me on that one. Alex Lenoy? Le, Levino. Well, Leonard. I don't know. ASTP. First International Mission, ASTP. American leaders having achieved the goal of the first man landing on the moon, and Soviet leaders having begun space with the first satellite and first man in space, realized that space cooperation could be beneficial to both nation programs. The Apollo-Soyuz test program flew after the Moon and Skylab programs and was the last flight to use a Saturn rocket and Apollo spacecraft. The mission used a sorry, y'all, I just dropped something. The mission used a special common docking system that could be used by both nations. Future space rescues of the space. Hey. No, he wasn't? All right. Space rescues or space station visits. On July 17, 1975, astronauts Stafford, Brand, and Slayton in an Apollo spacecraft docked with cosmonauts Kubasov and Leonov in a Soyuz spacecraft. ASTP demonstrated a common docking design in International Space Station. It also serves as a tool in thawing of Cold War. The U.S. Space Walk of Fame Foundation is honored to recognize the first international space flight by including the handprints of cosmonauts in the Apollo program astronaut collection. Very cool. Uh, yeah. Mm. That's kind of stupid. And this one here is all the Russians. Wow. And in the line of duty, the U.S. Space Walk Fame Foundation is honored to recognize workers who lost their lives while performing their duties at Kennedy Space Center and Cape Canaveral Air Force Station. And they actually tell you how or what happened. Thank you, Tina. Um, Um, look, airman was fatally injured in a fall from an 80-foot antenna tower. He was dismantling the tower at the time of accident. Falling from Complex 11 Gauntry. A forklift accident. Flipped perimeter road, flipped over on him. Wow. Ooh. Event died after falling 110 feet at LC 39 Pad B. Wow. 66, 68, 81. Titusville um, firefighter. They were doing training. Wow. Many times this. Oh, wow. They just. Look, position. Swing Bridge Engineer, United Space Alliance died from a fall from Pad 39A while preparing Endeavour for its final launch. Wow. Forklift accidents 89, 89, 95, 2001. And we haven't had no accidents since, I guess, 2011. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And the National Space Club Committee honorees 2020. And that the bird got it. The ospreys are killer down here, y'all. The ospreys. And there is a list of all the names that are here that worked on each program. And then this is Challenger. And on their anniversary, flowers are placed here as well. And Columbia crew. Oh, and 30 TFNG, 35 new guys we delivered. These are all. Sally Ride is here. There's Sally Ride. Yeah, but she knew what she was getting into. The first group of astronauts selected for the Space Transportation System (STS) program began training in 1978. This group of men and women followed in the footsteps of the Mercury, Gemini, Apollo, Man Orbiting Laboratory, Skylab, and ASTP. They were known as TFNG, 35 new guys. As a testament to NASA's selection and training process, all members of the TFNG flew at least one space shuttle mission into orbit around our Earth. There's a lot of names on there. A lot of names. And all this steel and these designs, a company donated all this. Yeah. This is Discovery. So Discovery's first flight, um, the name origin. Named for two famous British ships of exploration in the 17th and 18th century. First flight. First flight was August 30th, 1984. Discovery was NASA's workhorse shuttle during 39 missions between 84 and 2011. It spent a total of 1 year in space and traveled 149 million miles. Challenger. Name origin. Named for a British exploration ship that sailed in the 19th century, as well as the Apollo 17 lunar module. Flight history. First flight, April 4th, 1983. Challenger completed 995 orbits during 10 missions, beginning in 1983. Challenger and its crews were lost during a 1986 launch. There's the VAB, the mobile, the crawler, the parachute read, every building, solid motor segments, assembly and refurbishment. A lot of these buildings are now being used by SpaceX. Oh, they got a nice nest up there going. Wow. Look at that. Columbia. Look at this. Look, Columbia. Columbia. Name origin. Boston based ship that explored the Pacific Northwest during the 18th century. First flight, April 12th, 1981. Columbia was the first space shuttle orbiter to launch into space, flying 28 times in 2003. On its 28th flight, Columbia and its crew of 7 were lost during re-entry. And that's because of the tiles, right? So then they started inverting um, the space shuttle, and then they would use the arm and they would inspect the tiles. And this is the reason why it was um, retired. No space rocks. Moon rocks are at Kennedy, and you can actually touch them. So Enterprise. Enterprise named for the spaceship from the Star Trek television series, Flight and Ground Test Orbiter. First free flight, August 12th, 1977. Enterprise was used for the approach and landing test program, making 5 free flights in 1977 at Dryden Flight Research Center and later as a ground test vehicle at NASA facility. So you can see all the different places where the engines, White Sands Test Facility and Space Harbor, NASA Dryden System, Rocketdyne, NASA Johnson, Lockheed Martin for the external tanks, NASA Stennis, which is the main engine testing, which is still doing the testing, uh, NASA Kennedy Space Center, processing, launch, and landing operations, and Marshall, main engine, solid rocket booster, and external tank development. And they still do testing there. And then we have Endeavour. Name origin. Named by school children for the famous British ship that took James Cook on its first voyage of exploration in the 18th century. Flight history. First flight, May 7th, 1992. Endeavour was built to replace Challenger and flew 25 times between 1992 and 2011. It completed 4,671 orbits and flew 123 miles. Foam strikes put holes in wings. Actually, there was a few problems with it. Ice coming off would actually hit them coming off the external tanks from the cryogenics of the freezing. There was a few different issues they had with strikes in the holes and stuff. Um, they tried repairing, and they found out that they really couldn't repair them in space anymore. So they would change your entry angle if there was an issue. So after um, the accident on the reentry, because it took them a couple of years. Yep, there's alligators here. I don't see any. Oh, wait. No. I don't see. Oh, big fish. Big fish. Yeah, we get alligators in downtown. And right there, if you come into Titusville, you visit. Gotta go to Sea Waffles, awesome breakfast place downtown. Bella's Italian Ice, another. Oh, you're welcome. Bella's Ice, another great place. It's homemade Italian ice. He's friggin' amazing. And don't go to that pet grooming place because that's the place that screwed up Stitch's hair and shaved him. Um, it is just a little guy. Like I used to be down here every day, y'all. When Pokemon started. Oh, they don't have the waterfall working. They normally have this lit up with water in it. Cool design. Beautiful condos there that overlook the Indian River. Yeah, it is a little sketchy at night because of the homeless people. Um, Titusville police have been trying to do an amazing job of chasing them off if they're in here at night because they normally sleep on these benches and everything. Um, uh, 5 minutes. It's right downtown. It's about 5, 7 minutes, depending on how many lights you hit, because you go through downtown and everything. And then we have another huge park right across the street that's called Sandpoint Park, which is huge. You can't climb it. The things will bite your ass. Palm trees will bite you. And we do have an information center where the bikers will go if they're traveling the trails. Yeah, I've been down here before, but I never used to have a signal with Sprint. So that's why I never came down here. If I don't go to a launch like CRS 22, I don't know if the towers can handle everyone down here. So we'll have to see. But there's a lot of history with steamboats and the train coming in here, and the Indians. And then our Veterans Memorial is down here too. And normally they do the fireworks down here, but they're moving them this year to Chain of Lakes, which is a little further north. It's north of the hospital. I think they're going to have a problem with a lot of people and it'll spread them out. No, they actually don't. Their cell phones won't work in space. But they can talk to their family as much as they want. And it's beautiful down here. Again, we have this wind still beating our coast.
Yeah, cell phones won't work in space, but they do make phone calls home, and they do get video conferencing. I think it's once a week, but they can call as much as they want. So that's an Osprey Eagle. Well, it is what it is. It is what it is.
And I'm glad I came early because it feels like it's going to be hot, y'all. Ugh. It is hot. The Murphmobile, it's dirty. I just want to make sure this. I should be there now. Bluetooth kicked in. Bluetooth kicked in. Okay. Phone is disconnected now. Yeah. All right. So now that I know I have a signal, I'll just take you for a little tour. They just put this beach wave. So this building, I should have guys told you about. They just put this in. They have an observation deck, and they're supposed to have a restaurant, and a bar, a tiki bar. The person backed out, but the observation deck is still there. I think they charge. And this goes to Kennedy Space Center and out to the beach. Everyone comes over from Orlando, and they go out here and ride their jet skis out here. So it's busy as hell. You want to go? Well, no, I'm not going to go across the river. We'll just cut through here. And we just had a huge spill here. Like, I don't know, like between 4 and 7 million gallons of waste. Our sewage processing plant. Yeah, Sarah. Yeah, I'm just riding through the rest of the parks along here. So now they've put these mats in. They're really cool. I don't know if anyone's ever seen these or know what the purpose of them was for, but these are living islands. They're called, and they put these in. Again, we had a spill. This water filters into the Indian River, and then it kills the manatees, and it causes our brown algae issues and stuff. So they put these in there, and these will grow. They will suck the bad nutrients out of the water, and then when they get too big, they'll remove them, and then they'll put new plants in. And then we get all the ibis. And we do have a splash pad for the kids here. But these living pads are amazing. And just to see what they do and the nutrients that they do take out, the dangerous nutrients that they take out, is pretty cool. And the marina's on the other side of here. Oh, it's gorgeous. Hang on. Wait until you see. Yeah, so they got to come up with different ways um, to expel those nutrients if something like that happens, right? So that water sits there, and the nutrients usually fall to the bottom. It's supposed to filter and then run into the Indian River. Septic tanks have been removed off our shorelines. Any homes that had septics, they were switched over to sewer because those were adding bad nutrients into the water. Um, but this is, I love. Okay, and there's a huge backstory. I got something to show you all. There's a huge. We'll go down here. Gets a little closer to it because there's a really odd boat out here. Um, and the story is, and this is a true story. The woman had skin cancer, and all she wanted to do was live on the water. So her husband bought a boat and converted the boat. Now, it was sold. Someone else actually bought it, but here, I'll show you. This is really cool. But it gave her where she could see out. All the windows are pretty blacked out. But that was the boat that was built. And everyone always wondered, what's wrong with it? What? Nothing's wrong with it. It was built for the woman. She had skin cancer and she loved to be on the water. And this was the alternative for her being on the water. And our marina's right here. This is a Brevard County Parks Marina, and you can live there if you want to. It is a good story, and when it showed up, people had to know the story behind it. Um, a lot of boats they don't want to pay because they can't afford, so they more they tie off to the buoys out there. Um, but they do become unmoored, and then they shipwreck if they're not if the moorings come up. And when you have this wind like we have, it happens this time of year, and hurricanes. People will leave their boats. I don't know where he's from, Juice, but I can tell you, John Travolta actually owns. Um, Hang on, where is it? That building right there, John Travolta owns that building right there. And he actually goes to the 7-Eleven. He's not here often. He usually leaves it for family and friends to go down and see rocket launches from. Is there, Mike? So it's like kind of like Fire Island. There's another one in New York too, like that. I had no idea there was one that you take a ferry in Melbourne. Oh, I will have to go. I will have to find out about that. I knew nothing about that, Mike. Nothing. Nothing. So, and those mats are really expensive from what I hear. So they're putting high rises here. We're not happy about this. High rises block the sea breeze. That's why you don't see a lot of places like Daytona Beach is all high rises. We don't want to be like. All right, I'm back. Wait, hang on. I'm back. I don't know what happened. It just blew me out. I'm back. Hang on. I don't know what happened. Okay, are we? It says preparing still. Am I live? I think I am. Okay. Yeah, okay. It still says it still says preparing. I have no idea why. So that was really weird. Let me just check. Yeah, no. Okay. We're good. We're good. I'm gonna hold my phone for a few minutes. Hang on. Let me get this. Let's get dog park. So this is for the large dogs. Roxy comes down here and acts the fool. They have a pool for them. There's the pool. Roxy was in the pool yesterday. She's never done it before. And then you got the small dog park down here. This is the Marina boat launch. Oh, hang on. Oh, there we go. Boat launch. Why is it fuzzing like that? It says I'm pre-live, y'all. That's